Welcome. I'll do that now. Welcome to Mental Health Monday. Knocking my things down. Welcome to Mental Health Mondays. Check in with your green hearts. Check in with your green heart so I will know that you are here. Check in with your green hearts. We are live, Mental Health Monday. This is the beginning of October. All right, we're in quarter 4. If you're an entrepreneur, if you work in the corporate sector, then you know it's crunch time. Q4, we're closing down 2023. I hope you've had a good day. I hope it's been a good Monday. It's been a rather sleepy Monday for me. But I had at least 2 meetings before 12 o'clock, so guess I got reason. Check in with your green heart. Go ahead and share this live on your Facebook page. Go ahead and share it in your family groups. Go ahead and share it with your friends, with people you know, anybody who you know needs to be on this live. Anybody who has a family, thinking about having a family. Hey, nephew, thinking about having a family, or just cover it yourself. If you are of the African American culture, if you desire to build a legacy, to have a healthy life, check into this live with your green heart and let us know that you are here. I have an awesome man. This one been a long time coming, and I'm glad that it's here. You know, I believe all things happen when they're supposed to. So we're right on time, and so are you. Check in with your green hearts before Brad comes in the room. Y'all know we don't like just talking to each other. We want people in the room. There's my sister. We want people in the room to talk to. And do keep in mind the comment section is yours to use if you have questions for myself or him. Go ahead and put those questions in the comments. In between our conversation, I will acknowledge those questions and we'll get some answers for you. But for right now, go ahead and share this live because I want him to come into this room. And I know that what's about to happen in this room is going to be good. So I want people in this room. I want this room full. If you went to Delta State, you need to be in this room. Okay? So check in with your green heart. Bradley Ford is here and I'm ready to have this conversation. But I want to give him somebody to talk to. I want to give him some people to talk to, right? And those of you that are here, thank you for checking in this good Monday, October 2nd in the Light Room. Let me go ahead and give my disclaimer, right? Because I realize it's been a second since I've said that. And some people may be new. It may be some people's first time in the Light Room. And I just want to make sure you understand that I have 3 goals when I'm here. The Light Room was created to educate, empower, and equip the African American, the Black and Brown communities. It was initially the African American, but the Black and Brown communities with the knowledge, the skills, the tools, the resources to advocate for their mental health, right? We have so many resources, to be honest, that we're not absolutely aware about, and some of them we already pay for. So some of the things that we're struggling through, we don't have to struggle through alone or without proper resources or help or, you know, bad TikTok advice or bad Facebook advice. But hey, that's not what we're here to talk about tonight. Go ahead and share this live so that when Brad and I start this conversation, we got some people to talk to. Remember, the comment section is yours to use. You can send stars during this live or after if you're here for the replay. Hi, welcome to the replay. Sorry you couldn't join while we were live, but since you're here, check in with your green heart. Share this live on your Facebook page. Tag your friends, tag your families. We're talking. Look, I even wore my Legacy in Life shirt, right? But this is from Build a Nation. Shout out to BJ Thompson, an awesome dynamic coach, right? This is from the Build a Nation. But Brad and I, again, we're going to talk about life and legacy. We initiated this conversation last year, but we're here now. And I want you in here with us. So one more time, go ahead and share this live. I'm going to go ahead and connect Brad so we can have this conversation, right? You don't want to miss it. You might even need pen and paper for this one. But check in. Check in with your green hearts. We are here. Okay. So Brad, I only see Valencia's connection. I don't see the ability to bring you in on camera. So are we going to use her page or yours? If we're going to use yours, you may have to send me a request to join the live. The other thing is, I got these new things right here. Shout out to the iPhone people. So let me know in the comments if you can hear me clearly. Yours. Okay, so you'd have to send me a request to be a part of the live because only hers is coming up. Yeah, so I just want to make sure that we're coming in clear with these things. I like them. I ain't going to cap to you. I like them. But that's as far as I can go. far as I can go, share this live on your Facebook page. Again, I hope you've had a wonderful Monday. It's about to get better. You're about to learn how to cover yourself and your family. You're about to learn what it looks like, right? To have life, love, and legacy in our community, right? In our community. So, get in here. Get in here. Let me check one more time. Yeah, hers is the only one showing up for me. Let me see. It doesn't even give me the option to invite you in, Brad. Yeah, it doesn't even give me the option to invite you. So you would definitely have to send a request. He probably got an iPhone. I'm just saying. Team Android over here. I'm trying as well. Okay. All right, he's trying. Okay. I'm just saying, sis. You know, the Android is doing what it do over here. But welcome in. Share this on your page. If this is your first time in the Lightroom, welcome. I hope it is not your last time. If you've seen my Facebook story today, you saw that I have a YouTube channel. And when these lives are complete, they are posted on my YouTube channel for those who don't have social media, for those who couldn't check in on the night of, for those who want a refresher just to go back and write down some nuggets, some high points from some of the lives that we've done over the year. All the lives for 2023 are posted on my YouTube channel. So go ahead, make sure when you're in there, yep, still not coming up, Brad. It's just Valencia's. When you're in there, make sure you subscribe, right? Make sure you share my YouTube link as well. Because, hey, Leroy, make sure that you share the YouTube link as well. My goal, again, is to educate, empower, and equip. Being in this space is not easy. It is a very sensitive space. And that's if you operate as a mental health therapist, as a mental health counselor, as a ministry leader, as anybody who counsels and take on the burdens, the emotional burdens of other people. You know, it's not an easy space. And I know social media can be really tough sometimes to maneuver and to navigate with all the different opinions, all the different voices, all the different conversations. Okay, you see my shirt, Coach? With all the different conversations. So I want to encourage you to be mindful of what you consume in these spaces. Whatever you consume in the Lightroom is for educational purposes, number one. I do not have the ability to diagnose any mental illnesses, any physical illnesses, or anything like that. What I can do is use my life experience, my academic background, and the resources that is the guests that I have on the live to come in and tell their story from their perspective, from their truth. But you always consult with your physician about your mental health treatment plan. You always, consult with your own inner spirit, your own belief system. Listen, start with you first. If something doesn't resonate, then you don't have to stay connected to it, okay? But the goal here is three-part. We educate, we empower, and we equip. I'm going to look at information before I share it. Okay, now I am human. I might get excited one day and share something too quick. I don't know. But I try my best to make sure. My mom is here. I try my best to make sure that the information that you get across this waves on a Monday is good information. Okay, and so if I can't tell you anything else before you start building your life, your legacy, and your love, make sure you check in with you first. Because whatever you choose, nobody has to deal with the consequences quicker than you do. All right. So let's see where we are. Okay. Yeah, no. OMG. Not just trying to hate on us, Brad. Pastor, how are you? I get so tickled every time, but you're welcome. It's good to see you, though. Well, to see your name. Yeah, Brad, it is not giving me the option to let you in. Hey, my auntie. It is not giving me the option, and Valencia is the only one that's coming up that I can connect to. It doesn't even let me send you a request. So I don't know what that is. I've not had that one. But we're going to get this live, okay? He's connecting, switch to the phone. Okay. Oh, yeah. So if he tried to do it from the computer, yeah. I don't know if I put that in my message or not. So yeah, anytime you come on the live in the Lightroom, and this is for anybody who's on the live, and you may be a future guest, you have to do it from your phone. I haven't found it where you can go live here with the computer or iPad or anything like that, but you have to do it from your phone. So give him a second while he connects to his phone, and then we're going to get this thing started. That also gives you another opportunity to go ahead and share this live. If you do not have life insurance, right? If you do not have life insurance, please stay in this conversation. If you are not covered, your family is not covered, stay in this conversation because it's going to be a part of this conversation. And again, there we go. I know certain things get a bad rep, certain things get a bad name, but you're going to hear from people who are in the space doing the work. Brad is educated, right? He went to Delta State. Of course he's educated. And not only that, he's done what it takes to get his credentials for the insurance space. So you got. And not only that, he's done what it takes to get his okay.
Good morning.
You got
Good evening.
Hello, sir. Hello. Welcome to the light room, Brad.
Absolutely. I'm here.
Yeah, like we started this conversation last year, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but we're here now. All things are divine in my world, so it happens when it's supposed to. But I'm glad you were able to make space to be here. And again, for a time such as this, like I said in our message, with the climate, the social media climate, because that's what's connecting everybody right now. Marriage just ain't looking good. The Black family is not looking good. Love and legacy and life, it's just not looking good for us. And I just thought it was a great opportunity to bring you into this space. Because I'm going to tell you one of my favorite things. Now, here's how it happens in the light room. Again, share this live with your family and friends. I tell you how I met the guests, and then I allow the guests to introduce themselves, and then we start our conversation from there. I'm trying to bag up because I watched a couple of my replays, and my face be like right up in there. But these right here for fashion, but I can't see that good. So Brad and I went to Delta State, and so I'm very sure that's where I met him. Right, that's where I met him at Delta State University. Shout out to the Fighting Oprah. So that's where I met him, and we've had a few interactions in that space here and there, but other than that, social media friends. Now, what I will say, when I started following you on Facebook, and I saw your wife, and I don't remember what picture it was, but her sister was in the picture, Nurse Hibbler. So I used to work for SAM, the asthma program at Delta State with Miss Judy, and so I was going around to all the schools in the Delta, and I had to have connections to the nurse. So I knew Nurse Hibbler. And when I saw your wife, and I was like, wait, because they look alike.
Oh yeah, twins.
Okay, wait. So this is good stock. These are good people. So shout out to Nurse Hibbler. So I knew your sister-in-law.
Absolutely.
For sure.
That's my sister-in-law for sure, yes.
That's it. Y'all see what I'm saying? See how we're starting this off already? He said sister-in-law. I just want y'all to be here. I just want y'all to be present for this conversation. So that's how I met Brad. We went to school together, Delta State University. We share community space on the social media space. We have some people in common that we share love for and share love with. And now we're in this space in the light room. And I want to give this, and so this is what I say. Let me give my disclaimer. This is what I say to Black men. I call men beautiful Black men, okay? So I want to give this beautiful Black man the opportunity to share with us about building life, building love, and building legacy. So that's how I know Brad. And now I'm going to allow him to introduce himself.
Thank you for those kind words, Ms. Dorsey. And thank you for allowing me to be on your platform. That's a blessing within itself. So thank you as well, Black Beautiful Queen. Respect to you. So yes, of course, I'm Brad Ford. Some may know me, Bradley Ford, Brad Ford, member of Kappa Alpha Psi, all that good stuff. Grinder, family man, man of God, etc. That's what I call myself. But most of all, provider, king of my household. My wife's the queen of my household as well. And my children are Prince, and my soon-to-be princess will be here. Well, our soon-to-be princess will be here this upcoming 2024 in January. So just glad to be on the platform again, guys. I'm from a small town called Indianola, Mississippi, by way of Sunflower as well. So I'm a Sunflower County guy. Uh, Came from the Delta, still a Delta boy at heart, right? Country guy, love to cook, like to eat good, like to serve in my community, right? Grew up in the church, a man that knows God, has some great morals and a great foundation that my mom and my dad embedded in me, right? So, of course, we moved to the Jackson metro area back in 2016 and did some other things prior to this that pertain to sales, management, and things of that nature. And now we have several businesses, but our main thing is our insurance businesses. We do have two Allstate insurance agencies, right? And I say that with pride because that's not an easy thing to do or easy task or job to have, right? Or career, right? We're business people, we're entrepreneurs. And my wife is one of my main and great business partners. So we do have an agency in Ridgeland, Mississippi, where I got kicked off in 2021. And also, we've opened our second location in 2022, where my wife is agency owner, and she's doing well over that way with her team. And I have a team as well in the Ridgeland, Mississippi area. But of course, that's kind of where we are right now. We have a few other things going, but we're going to keep the main thing the main thing. And this is the family business. For agencies, we're here, and we're here to stay for a long time as well. So, quickly talk to me. Let me know what you got on your agenda.
So, the people that know me know how I get about Black love relationships. I'm Black. Let me just say that. So I'm always gonna start there. So Black love, and that's no offense to anybody outside of that. It's not to exclude anybody, but to include us in what we got going on. So I'm definitely a fan of Black love and relationships. And I tell you, and when we first talked last year, and you told me how you built your business first, set the foundation with your business, and then you built Valencia's business. Just the way you explained it, the process, why you did it, how you did it, man, I was about ready to throw my computer across the room. So kudos
Oh
to
yeah,
you for that. It was just the leadership and the vision and how you set things up, how you established the groundwork, and then you gave her what she needed. So kudos to you and kudos to her for that. And the other thing about it is,
thank you.
I had to go through your pictures and everything so I could find the
Okay,
right one.
absolutely,
But the
absolutely.
way you held her hand in in that family photo, it's like the way y'all hands interlock, the level of trust, the level of security, and the level of love that y'all have for each other. And so for those of you who are checking in again, mental health, like having a solid family, right? Being a woman who we talk about this masculinity and femininity and all the entities or whatever. And that's good to talk about, but I'm talking about what's happening. And the Bible says the tree is known by the fruit it bears. So I'm looking at the fruit, right? So talk to us about why it looks so good to when y'all show up on your pictures hand in hand like that.
Well, I always say actions speak louder than words, right? So words can be one thing, but the pictures can give a thousand of thoughts and express a thousand of true things as well, right? So that is a thing that you stated earlier. That's showing a level of trust, right? And I feel like that's one of the main things that you have to have in place when you're talking about a partner, a long-term partner, a lifetime partner, and trust has to be there. So what you saw again, and you described it perfectly, the holding of the hands, the interlocking of the hands is trust, love, commitment, and most definitely a God felt thing, right? And when it just feels right, you just know the direction you're supposed to go in because you have someone who's mentally, physically, and spiritually aligned with your life and with you.
Wow. And so with that, how does that, as the leader in this, how does that support you? Because, and again, we're going to tie this back into mental health, but we laying the groundwork first. Because I know what I saw and I know what I see, and I'm a visual person, and when I see things, I could, like you said, I could build 1,000 stories just from what I see. But how does that support you? Having the trust in her to do what you're doing as an entrepreneur?
Well, because I understand that I can't do the things that I do by myself, right? And it takes a team. And in order to be successful in anything that you do, you have to have a team. And better yet, it starts at home to have the mental clarity before you even walk outside the door. You have to have someone that is going to be right there by your side to let you know that, hey, before you go out today, you're going to be a champion. You're not only going to survive, you're going to thrive over and beyond. You're going to achieve your dream. So my wife believes in me, and it's important to have a partner that believes in you, because a partner can do one or two things. It's going to make you or break you. They can bring you down if they're not aligned with your vision, and if you're not aligned with their vision, it's vice versa, right? So reciprocation is key, and showing acts of kindness to my wife, and when she shows acts of kindness to me, and on the spiritual side, when she prays for me, lay hands on me, and speak those things into me, I feel like I'm the champion. Then nobody in the world can tell me that, bro, hey, you a beast. You go hard. You do this until I hear from home. My wife and my children tell me. That's when I know that I'm really the man, or I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, because it's a direct reflection of how I provide for them and how we're able to help each other. So my wife is my rock, and I try to be the same person for her. So reciprocation is key. The trust factor is there. The spiritual walk is there, and that's how we just kind of rock and roll on a daily basis.
Yeah. Wow. I'm gonna hold myself together because again, the people who know me, y'all know how I feel about that love and relationship thing,
Oh yeah,
And when
oh
they
yeah.
save, I get excited when people save and all that good jazz, And I put a statistic on our flyer, and it said among those ages 25 to 54, 59% of Black adults were unpartnered in 2019. This is higher than the shares among Hispanics, which was 38%, white, which was 33%, and Asian, which was 29%. Asians have the highest marriage rate. Let's just say that. And they stay together. And they have the lowest divorce rate. Adults, right? And so when I looked at that, and just when I think about it, when I look at my Facebook news feed, TikTok, Instagram, all these social media spaces, and like I said, at one day it looked like everybody in the industry was breaking up. Like everybody was getting divorced. Remy Ma, Papoose, and what's that boy named Jeezy, and the girl he was married to. Everybody was getting divorced. People were separating and things like that. And a lot of opinions were out there. And what I saw was a separation and a breaking down. So what you're explaining to us, we wasn't going to be able to have. Well, some people wouldn't be able to have. And I also saw a loss of hope, right? To hear you speak about your family dynamic, and we're just starting with you and Valencia. We haven't added the boys yet. Like, we're just speaking from you two and the foundation that y'all have built for life, love, and legacy
Hmm.
for the Black community. How does that make you feel to even be a part of, to even be a part of it in such a way?
I feel empowered to be a motivation to inspire and encourage. I feel great about that. That shows that if I left here today, because of the love that I see now on earth and the people that reach out and interact with me, I know that if I left and I died empty with everything that I left out on earth, then my legacy will keep going on through people that I've impacted or I inspired or encouraged. So that's what makes me feel good today. I know that my funeral will be packed from front to back, standing all outside, because they say, hey, Brad, you did what you're supposed to do here on this earth, and my purpose was fulfilled.
Yeah, it's important, man. It's important. And when you think about mental health, people are, since COVID, and maybe people were living like that before COVID. No, we socialized a lot more. But since COVID, people have been experiencing loneliness, anxiety, separation. It really did damage. And it did a lot, probably even more damage in our community. Now, listen, again, I'm Black. So a lot of my information would be geared towards my community because that's where I am, that's where I'm from. But it did a lot of damage to us. And again, I watched the news feed. I watched the comments. I watched people's commentary and see what they're saying. And it seems like Black men and women are steadily pulling away from each other. So that was another reason that your presence and your story is important in this space as it relates to mental health. you can't do this by yourself. And the fact that
Absolutely.
hearing it from her is what gives you your fuel and your empowerment, that says a lot. That says a lot. And to have you say it for other Black men to hear it, because if it comes from us, it might sound like we nagging, like we
Right.
asking for too much, but
Absolutely.
to hear you say it, it's
Mhm.
empowering for the next Black man. So I, for one, personally appreciate that.
You're welcome.
So
Thank you. Thank you.
let me give you a little mental health question. What do you
All
do
right.
for your mental health? Because like you said, you run several businesses, you got group club things going on, you're a parent, you got friends, you got family. How does Brad keep it together for Brad?
You know what? I like music. I like to listen to music. I like to play basketball sometimes, by myself, shoot around or whatnot. Going to the gym, listen to some music that I love to do again, and lifting weights, jogging a little bit, and just spending time with the ones who matter the most. Friends, family, loved ones. And I love to get on my grill and cook. I think I'm one of the top guys when it comes to grilling. If I should say so myself, right? I pat myself on the back for that. So yeah, those are things I like to do. I watch me some good old football, basketball, just a sports guy. So I just like to enjoy interacting with friends and look at the same time I like to do social media a little bit. Look,
Yeah.
scroll on social media, look podcasts, just listen to some nice YouTube videos that I love to listen to. People that inspire me, and then at the same time putting in work in the community. That's fun as well. Just getting out there, marketing myself and branding where it don't feel like work.
Yeah.
So just getting out there, those things are stress relievers. To be around people. So just like you said before, a minute here ago, community is important. When everybody's pulled away from each other during the pandemic, things of that nature, people start to go their separate directions and have anxiety and want to be around their people. So we were so glad when they lifted the restrictions. We can get as a Black culture, we like to have the kickbacks, the cookouts, the parties, and the card games and things of that nature because that's a part of our culture, right? So car shows and things of that nature, gatherings. We're glad to get back to those things. So community is important, even when it comes to relationship in the household, bringing friends over, family to just enjoy with you and your wife and things of that nature. So
That sounds like a pretty hefty toolbox, and I'm glad that you have one. So,
absolutely.
has it always been that hefty, your toolbox, or were there times that you've had challenges with your mental health, emotional health?
Well, I'm a person that's all kind of self-motivated. I don't get down a lot. If I did, a lot of people wouldn't know. I know how to pull myself out of it. And I think that comes from just having a good, solid foundation spiritually, right? I know where my help comes from. My help comes from. My power comes from. And I have a significant other who's powerful. Uh, and again, her mom, my mom, those people are strong ladies who knows how to pray, who knows how to speak things into existence, who just kind of rally around and we can fellowship with. I got sisters and sister-in-law and brother-in-laws that are, just embedded into Christ, which really helps. So I just feel like there's no time to just hold your head down, do certain things. But I am human, so again, things do happen where you may get emotional or things of that nature. But the same token, I focus on the great things and the what haves, the what ifs, the present. So I never just try to fall back and stay into a slump or have shed a lot of tears and things of that nature.
Good, good, good. Well, thank you for, acknowledging it and sharing it. Like you said, we're human, and that's, and I'm glad it looks like that in this space, right? Because also too, when we talk about mental health and mental wellness, there are mental illnesses, right? And these things are diagnosed by professionals, by clinicians. Those are mental illnesses. But mental health, everybody has mental health. We just want to make sure that it's good, solid, healthy mental health. And so sometimes when I'm in the space, I don't want it to always look like the expectation is for everybody to be sad, everybody to be depressed, everybody have
Hmm.
anxiety. But that's not true. Some people have never experienced either of the two in their lives. They may
Hmm.
have had depressive moments, like you said. Sometimes you get sad, you get emotional,
Hmm.
but some people
Hmm.
may have never, and I hope you never do, may have never experienced depression, anxiety, or any other mental illnesses that come along, with the struggle. So I'm glad you have those resources. I'm glad you have a healthy toolbox, and I'm glad you know where your help come from. Okay.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. So building the legacy, right? You
Hmm.
said you have several businesses, but one of the main ones is the insurance business, and you have your own office and team, and Valencia has hers.
Hmm.
So why did y'all go that route? How did you end up going that route?
Well, Miss Ford, actually, I rewind a little bit right before that. Miss Ford was always, she's been an entrepreneur since maybe 2013, 2014, with her embroidery business, ID Monograms and Gifts. And I basically supported her. I was still working a 9 to 5 and had a few hustles on the side, doing a few other things. But the same token, Miss Ford, it's kind of already kind of paved the way for entrepreneurship. Um, I saw the flexibility that she could have when she had those big breaks. She was in control of her life, right? And when I found the opportunity that fit Brad in my niche, I did discuss with her. I said, "Hey, this could be a big deal. Once I learn this thing, I want you to come on board with me, and I want you to part ways with your business for a minute, put it to the side, so that because she's working by herself as a self-employed, and when you're self-employed, you're just a one person, one man show, and that can easily bring about burnout. So I wanted to relieve the stress from my significant other, and I wanted to reach back to empower once I did what I needed to do, and I partnered with the right people and got the right resources, became more resourceful, became successful within a quick, short burst of a time. And I told her, I said, "Hey, love," I said, "I need about three people to start with me to help me open this agency, and I can't open without a third person. Would you join me?" I said, "I know you are not a salesy person." I said, "But you are a people person. You have a great heart." And I said, "You know how to speak to people's hearts." I said, "You are a genuine person." I said, "I know you're going to be fair with people. You're going to do them the right way. And you stand for what I stand for, right? And that's integrity." So anyway, we saw how the business went for me, and she said, "Hey, I'm on board. I'll jump in with you." Right? So we put our heads in together. She was my third person, and I of course moved her like to the operations manager off the top. Right? So she helped me stay organized, and we grew, and I said, "Hey, I tell you what," I said, "How do you like what we're doing?" She said, "I like it." I said, "You like it enough to open your own agency?" She said, "Brad, I can do that." I said, "I know you can." I said, "Because I've seen you already do ID monograms. You came down here from scratch and opened up an embroidery shop in Flowood, Mississippi, and we're from the Delta." I said, "And you did dang good, right? You built a lot of relationships." I said, "You got a chance to pour into people." I said, "That was your ministry." I said, "Let's increase your ministry time too." I said, "Okay, I said, let's go into this thing and open up another outstate agency where we're able to impact people a little bit more heavily in a serious manner. So we're able to protect people's dreams, their homes, their dream cars, their legacies, which is their children, with life insurance, their dream businesses." I said, "That's more impactful." I said, "Let's dive into this and we'll just come back on the other business, okay?" She rolled with the plan. She let me lead, and she knew that I would not let her fall, and she would not let herself fall because she's been in those shoes before. So Simone started a scratch agency in 2022. I bought a book of business in 2021 and inherited some clients, but Simone did the I call it the big dog thing. She did it the big dog way. She opened an agency from scratch, and when I say from scratch, with no customers and no income to start besides the income that she had that we put into it. And she's doing well so far and never looked back. So that's our reason behind just kind of splitting it. And also, we have two boys. Before we
Mhm.
knew we were going to have a third child, we have two boys. And we said, "Hey, let's set it up for those boys in the future to have an agency of peace." Because, of course, this is a legacy business, and our goal is to hand it down someday.
Valencia. Thank you, girl. Lord, we see what you've done for the Fords.
Absolutely.
Thank you for
Absolutely.
sharing. that story, and the details were, were necessary, right? Just how the thing weaved together, how it was built together, how y'all supported each other, how, if people need an example of what it looked like to trust your partner, to build relationship, to do the thing together, that was an amazing example of what it looked like to do it together. And doing it that way, how was the stress level like? Do you think it would have been way more stressful if y'all weren't? And I'm going to say this and it might be like a dub, but I'm saying it anyway. Do you think it would have been way more stressful if she wasn't on board with you and she was like, no, I'm not doing it. That's your thing. I got my thing. How you think it would have looked if she was not on board?
Well, because she's a great mother and helpmate outside of that, I think she still would have worked as a silent partner, sent a lot of clients, and came in and helped where she needed without just going all in. So
Mhm.
now I think it's just of course, it's a sweeter deal because not only did I get a chance to just uh, make myself look good, but just empower my people from within. And what better way to empower someone than starting your household? So I think that that was a big thing within itself with Miss Ford, just coming on board and just kind of being in something that she grew to like. It wasn't anything forced on her or anything.
Right.
She grew to like helping people. And what did she do? And she did, and it's a less stressful situation. I wanted to put her in a place where she didn't have to do the physical work. Just kind of allow her to just work and talk to people all day and network things that she liked to do.
Hmm.
Make it easy.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, I think going if I had to go back and reverse it, I still think the level of success would have been there, but not as much because it's a better look when both of you all can do it together.
Yeah. One can put 1,000 in flight, two, 10,000, you
Absolutely,
double it when it's two of y'all and when you do it together. So, and I just, again, this conversation is so important to our community because we cannot divide from each other. And I'm not against any other whatever, but for us, when it comes to building family legacy, where our children, the grand, everybody look alike, we have to do this together. We have, and then the fact that you didn't, push her into it, and you brought it to her as a conversation, offering, asking her, and then not only that, like you pull on her strengths, like I'm just saying, I'm just saying.
absolutely,
That's how you build life. That's how you build legacy. And again, this ain't a marriage session, guys, but the details and how this happened is important because there are some Black men who didn't grow up with the visual that you just explained, right?
absolutely. Ms.
There are
Joyce, I
some
tell
Black
you this too.
women, huh?
Just to intervene, I'll tell you this too, and it just dawned on me. So I just wanted to just speak to that, to this why it's on my heart. If I was to leave here today, my purpose was to make sure that my wife had something, a business that's lucrative, where she can continue to take care of our family and our legacy, right? So it wasn't just about me. It
Mm.
was about what's the end goal, the what ifs, thinking about the logistics of this thing and thinking long term. If I left here today, Miss Ford will have a bunch of life insurance money, for one, because we have several policies in place for several reasons. And then she'll still have a lucrative business where she can be able to pour money back into that business to build a team around her, a great team around her. So, and vice versa, right? We want to look at it from both sides. So that's another reason why we just kind of did the two agency thing and just kind of bringing each other in on board. Yeah, sorry to
And it
intervene.
worked. Oh no, you're fine. It worked and it makes sense. And again, I'm loving the details because it gives us. I'm from Shaw. You're from Indianola. Like we're
Oh
from the
yeah.
Delta. You know what I'm saying? It gives us an identity for the big picture of
Mhm.
marriage that we've heard about, prayed about, talked about, seen on TV. You know what I'm saying? And people we know nothing about, right? I don't
Absolutely.
know nothing about Young Jeezy except the songs he sing, and I still don't
Hmm.
really know who his wife or ex-wife is. And that's not to knock them, but the fact that you guys are from where we're from, the visual that you've given of how this thing works. You don't tell somebody what they gonna do because they're your wife. You pulled on her strengths. You invited her into the space. She trusted who you were, and y'all made it work, and y'all working it together. Have your son said anything to y'all about the business and how they like it or how they feel about it? Have they expressed any thoughts about building a family business?
Well, my oldest son, those boys both are, for one, they're just like night and day, two different personalities. And my oldest son did state that he just wanted to be a businessman. My youngest is more detailed and outspoken, and he stated that, Dad, I want to work just like you. He said, I want to be a businessman just like you, and I'm gonna take over one of the businesses, right? He's 9 years old and saying that. So, with his personality, the things that I see from him now, the characteristics, I think that he'll be more prone to lean in. But I call Brad the silent assassin, Brad Jr. He's the silent killer. So Brad will probably come over and take over as well. So I can see those guys working in the business. They already kind of work along with us on small things, just kind of keep a little change in their pocket, earn income, just to hear the vernacular and hear the word play and just how we take care of people. They're around it now, so I don't see why they wouldn't want to, especially if we had a blueprint to show them how to be successful.
Yeah. And I love that for y'all. I love that for them. I love that for the community, for the culture, because people buy from who they know and who they trust.
Trust, absolutely.
And I learned that in my insurance space as well. They buy from who they know and who they trust. And you
That's
know how
right.
we are. If you don't look like me, I'm like, oh no.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good to have y'all in the space because looking like us, gives us a peace of mind at ease because the history is what it is. It is what it is. So to have people like you and your family who have gone into this space, decided that this is the work you're going to do and why you're going to do it and how you're going to do it, it's appreciated. And so just a little bit about which will transition us into insurance. Let's talk about insurance. Okay.
Oh
Some
yeah,
people
oh yeah.
say it's a fraud, right? Some people say insurance is the biggest fraud in town. Why would they say that?
Because of lack of knowledge and understanding. Yeah,
Uh,
and I see that, and I see it a lot. I boldly say this. I see it a lot in our community and our people.
yeah.
Um, because a lot of us, I won't say all, a lot of us don't stay open to being educated and allowing the professionals that has the credentials to educate and give the knowledge, right? To help them understand the scenarios, the worst case scenarios that they can be in, to paint the picture and be the Picasso for them. Because it's not tangible and they can't see it, it's not a big thing. It's not a big deal until they need it.
Until they
And that's the wrong way to look at it.
yeah.
Yep. And they have to understand that it's a service agreement and a contract between two people. So you have to pay your premiums in order for this insurance company to protect you and to cover you under certain circumstances and perils. So everything that happens doesn't fall under a certain coverage, right? So you have to understand your policy. And as they always said, a lot of us don't read. If you give us a book, we don't read. We've gotten better, as I see over the last years because of social media, XYZ. We get into reading books and things that we're interested in, but we really don't take the time to read documents, and we're quick to point the finger
Yeah.
at the person that has set you up, that tried to take the time to explain to you. So, as a defense on the defensive side for insurance, insurance is what it is when you allow someone that's a licensed professional to guide you, right? Of course, like you said earlier, you have to be with a trusted professional that knows what they're talking about as well. So, choose wisely, but be open to suggestions and recommendations, just like you would with your attorney or your doctor. They may have went to school for several years, but we have credentials that we paid for. And of course, we pay the price as well by studying our craft daily, and having real life scenarios to work with. So we are the local neighborhood heroes.
See, I stayed in the house for 3 days studying for my life insurance license. 3 days, didn't go outside, nothing.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh
so
yeah.
you're right, when you put that time in, and then again, for the reasons you're building family legacy, and we're from the community, we know the truth. We know people die all the time, and then you need a GoFundMe. You
Go
got to do
find me.
fish fries. You
Yeah.
got to beg
That's
people
right.
and get mad because people ain't got the money to help you bury
That's
your
right.
loved one. You know,
Absolutely.
we
Yeah.
got Black celebrities that have died and didn't have insurance. They
Yeah.
didn't
And
have life
yeah,
insurance.
another reason, what I've heard a lot of, and it's very, very hurting to me to hear this, especially now Black African American males. I'm not leaving anyone nothing. Put me in a sandbox and cremate me. Pour my ashes over in the water. Right? But you have children. Are you thinking about your children that's still going to be here? Right? How selfish is that? So it's a very unselfish thing to put policies in place to make sure your children and your children's children have a head start in life. Because when you pass without having life insurance, your family is already emotionally devastated. And now, when it comes down to trying to hustle and bustle to come up with a lot of money in a short time frame, you're financially devastated now. Now they mad at the dead, but they're sucking
Yeah.
it up and just trying to get it done because of the unconditional agape love, right? So I just think we have to change. We have to change our mindsets, and it takes a lot of people to be on the same page, like myself, other licensed professionals, to get in the community and give this information to pound it in our people's head. Because years ago, our parents' didn't even believe this, right? Great grands and our grands, so they only had plots that they paid for.
Hmm.
They go to the funeral home and take care of that, or they had willing workers that they call it willing workers, right? They'll pay a certain person just to pay on a plot, but without leaving the children anything. Now they may have had different circumstances, right? But now we don't have an excuse in these days and times. The resources are out here, the professions are out here, the information is out here, and it's an easy thing. It's an easy thing. It's not, and I think the problem is commitment, right? Because our forefathers haven't done it, I think commitment is a big thing. Knowing that emotionally you think about it, say, yeah, I need it, but then the logic part, it's a month to month bill,
Yeah, it
right?
is. It is.
So you need to put into that policy just like you plan to eat on a daily basis. It's
Hmm.
just as important. Support just like you support a habit, whether that's a sneaker habit or drug habit or drinking habit, whatever that may be. Support it just like support your life insurance policy, just like you do that. Support your homeowners insurance, just like you do that. Your auto insurance. That's why the banks force homeowners insurance. They make sure it's bundled most time within your mortgage and your escrow account because they've seen a lot of people fail to possibly pay it on their own because we don't see the importance until that house burned down.
Their house
And
burnt.
yep, and we're instead of saying, hey, look, I have a policy that I pay for per month that's going to take care of me, a company that's going to take care of me. They'll fall back and say, hey, look, let me send out, raise some money. Let's go to the National Guard or whatever. See, can we get some clothes, some shoes, instead of getting your personal contents covered within your homeowner's policy and doing it the right way the first time.
Wow. That's good stuff, Mr. Ford. That's good stuff, and that's good stuff. And again, I love to hear it come from you because I want to sound like I'm nagging,
That's
but I
it.
love hearing it come
Absolutely.
from you.
Yes,
And it's
ma'am.
true. And thank you for being a visionary for your family and for the community, right? This goes on YouTube
Absolutely.
when we're done. So there's no
Okay.
telling who's going to see it. At one point, millions of people are going to see it. I'm just going to say it now. And so to say that you were the one who put this out there, you were the one who said it out loud, what needs to be said, kudos to that. And I appreciate that. And again, that's why we're here tonight having this conversation because it all goes back to your mental and emotional well-being. Your family member has already passed away. You're distraught. Now you
Yes.
can't afford to bury them. Now that's somebody that you love with all your heart. And now
Hmm.
there is a human, honest level of frustration because I can't properly grieve this loss because I can't afford to bury you now that there
Hmm.
is a loss. So now I gotta, there's a whole lot of feelings and emotions come up. And that's when a
Yes.
lot of family strife come about too, because
Yes.
money will
Yep.
separate you quicker than anything,
Absolutely.
in your family and friend space. So get your houses in order, guys. Get yourself covered. If you have any questions for Mr. Ford before I let him go back to his family tonight, drop them in the comments. If you have any insurance questions, um, any advice, Valencia, you want to put some advice for us in the comment section? If you have any questions about anything for them, go ahead and drop those questions in there. Let me see if there are some comments that I may need to read out. And so while I do that, if you could say 3 to 5 things, whichever works for you, to the men in our communities as it relates to love, life, and legacy, what would you tell them?
I would say be that example that you always wanted in your household if you had a fatherless household, or if you had a father in your household that was absence there in the presence, but absence in the spirit, right? And that can be that sometimes. So be that person that you want. You be that father that you always wanted to have as a leader in your household. Another thing, change the trajectory of your family history. Be that change agent. You don't have to be what everybody else is or do what everybody else do. Be the person that's going to say, "Hey, look, we're breaking generational curses, and we're going to set the legacy up. We're going to set the family up. I'm going to be the first to do this, right? I'm going to be the first to do that." Another thing, get your life affair. I say this: your insurance affairs in order, guys. We are the head and not the tail. Let's lead by example again, right? By being that blueprint. How can we teach our sons and our daughters to have certain things in life and have a better quality of life? And you don't believe in having quality insurance or having great credit or having your financial affairs in order, right? And making sure that you take care of the household. How can we lead on the outside and manage other people when we can't manage ourselves? So let's just get better at those things as a whole, guys. Be confident. We are leaders. We can be leaders. Don't get sucked into the community and being a product of your environment. It doesn't have to be your crutch, right?
There you go.
And most of all, have a level of faith and believe in God. Take your time to just find Him and seek Him for yourself, so that you know it's somebody that's higher than you, that's in control, and it's not just us, right? So we say we man-made, self-made. Now we God-made, right? So take those things in consideration. I'll leave those with you guys tonight.
Well, we appreciate that. We made it, Mr. Ford. We made it into the
We
light
made
room.
it. That's it. That's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
and I just want to say again, I believe in giving flowers where they are due. I love seeing y'all's pictures,
Thank
and
you.
it's always that handhold for me. Like it's a tight one,
Oh
and I
yeah.
love it. So when I saw
Thank
that
you so
picture that
much.
I have on the flyer,
Oh yeah.
I was like, yeah, I want that one right there. I want that picture right
That's
there.
it.
So thank you
Absolutely.
for
Thank you
who
so
you
much.
are. You're welcome.
Yes,
Thank you
ma'am.
for who you are in your home. Thank you for who you are in the community. Uh, I got y'all ladies. Hold on. Felicia gave us some. Thank you for who you are in the community, and thank you for the work that you are doing and have done. May God bless you guys tremendously above all you can think and ask for. May the legacy continue and continue and continue.
Thank you
All right.
so much.
You're very
Yes, ma'am.
welcome. While you on here, let me say, Valencia said,
Okay.
allow God to be the head of your marriage, your home, your business, etc. Acknowledge Him in all your ways. He loves us, and His will is for us to be prosperous in every area of our lives. He won't fail. Listen,
Oh yeah. Facts.
what
We
she
saying it
said.
over and over again.
That's
Yep.
it. What she said.
Facts,
Thank
Miss
you, Mrs.
Ford.
Ford.
Facts. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank y'all. I'm gonna send y'all back to the boys. Thank y'all so much
Okay.
for being here. If you need anything from me, let me know. I'm working on a referral system for my insurance agents because I have some other people that
Okay.
I'm connected to in that space. Yeah, so I'm
Love
working
it.
on being a referral for y'all because I just can't write the policy. I just can't see myself doing
Oh
it.
yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
I would gladly send them over.
Okay. And
Okay.
we have a program in place for people like yourself that does that several times per month. We call it the Ambassador Program, which I adopted from one of my mentors. So let's work.
I'm an ambassador because listen, I'm
That's
not Dorsey and I write no policy.
it.
All right.
That's
Well,
it.
thank you, sir. You have a good night. Thank you, Mrs.
All
Ford.
right. You too.
And
Have a
tell
great one.
Nurse Hibble I said, hey.
We'll do for sure.
All right.
Have a great night.
You too.
Bye bye.
All right. Woo. Y'all, I get excited, right? The Bible says hope deferred makes the heart sick. And you know, there are some sick hearts because we've been hoping and hoping and hoping for this thing, for life, for love, and for legacy to look a certain way for us. And it just seems like it exudes us every time. But I'm so glad these beautiful Black people were able to come into this space and share their story. I'm so glad they were able to share, give God glory in their story above all things. Because like Brad said, baby, we know you got to know where your help come from. You got to look to the hills from which cometh your help, and look to each other. Me and did y'all hear how he walked her through that thing, right? How he connected it like that. That's why they hold hands like that. If y'all look at their pictures, like, look at how they hold hands. That's trust. That's love. That's commitment. Submission ain't a conversation when it looks like that, right? And that's from either side. It ain't a conversation. It's what you do. A tree is known by the fruit it bears, and they're bearing good fruit. I love y'all in this community. I appreciate y'all for every time that y'all check into this light room. This is year 2. 2024 is going to look really, really great. Next month in November, that'll be the last of Mental Health Monday for the year. So I got a few more things coming up before the year ends. So if you haven't been connected, stay connected. Continue to do the work. If you don't have life insurance, if you don't have home insurance, rentals insurance, whatever you need to cover yourself and your family, a good man leaves an inheritance for his children. Okay? I saw a post the other day that said, you ain't got to leave your kids nothing. You did all you could to raise them and all that. You don't have to feel bad about leaving them nothing. Let me tell you something. I got one blood son that I gave birth to. He good. My nieces and nephews, my grandbabies are going to be good too. I just will not. You know the struggle we have to come out of. But if you can spend $20, some of these insurance policies are less than the Gucci shoes y'all going by. And I ain't knocking your Gucci shoes, baby. Wear them if you want to. But wear your Gucci shoes and cover your family and your stuff at the same time. Matter of fact, cover the Gucci shoes. The house catch on fire, the Gucci's are gone. You know what I'm saying? So hit up the Fords if you need to cover your Gucci's, and hit up the Fords to cover your legacy, right? Both things are important. Both things are your responsibility, and both things are your choices. So I love y'all. This has been a dynamic night. I am absolutely excited. So again, all the 2023 lives are on my YouTube page. When you go to my YouTube, make sure you subscribe. Hit the like button, comment if you will, and then share the YouTube with somebody else. Share this one, okay? I like all of my lives, but share this one. Share this one. Single ladies, keep hope alive, okay? Good night.